Hey everyone, welcome back to another Autodesk Fusion tutorial. Today we're going to do something kind of fun. I have 3D printed, designed and 3D printed these little propellers or fans or little wind twirlers, whatever you want to call them. And I'm going to show you how to do two different ones today. This blue one, that is more of like a wind twirler. So it's got four fins that go all the way from the top to the bottom, all around this big tube or this pipe, I guess. And then the other one is this white one, which uses the exact same technique, just with different settings. And this is more of like a propeller or a fan or something like that. So let's hop into Fusion and we'll see how we do this. Okay, so here in Fusion, we're going to start with the blue one first. And I don't know if you caught the shape of that when I was playing with it, but it's kind of like the shape of an oval. So let's make that oval first. So let's go into Sketch and we're going to draw a sketch on this front plane. And there's many ways you could do this. You could create an arc, but I like actually doing the ellipse, and maybe ellipse is a better term for it other than oval. So let's click on ellipse here, and you're going to click on the center, drag up, and I'm just going to type in 100. And then I'll click with the mouse, and then you drag out how big you want it. Now, for 3D printing purposes, I have tested it at a perfect circle doing this method, and the overhangs are pretty rough. It did work, but the closer you can get this in, the better quality of print you're going to have. So let's just do maybe like, we'll do like 75. I think most printers should be able to handle that. Like I said, the one I did before was 100 by 100. And it did just fine. Actually, let's just go down to 60. Okay, so there is my ellipse, but I want to revolve this, and so we just need half of it. So I'm going to hit L on the keyboard for line tool. I'm going to drag my mouse till it snaps to the center point here, draw another line like that. So now we can actually select it half by half. So let's finish sketch. We're going to revolve this profile here around to make it a 3D object. So click this profile, go up to create and revolve. And we already have the profile selected and it wants to the axis. So we're just going to choose this center line here. And then we can hit OK. And there is our egg, oval, whatever you want to call this thing. Okay, so now here comes the tricky part or the fun part. And I learned this on YouTube a long time ago. I'm self-taught. I didn't go to school for Fusion. I'm doing what you guys do. All right, I have done and still do what you guys do, just watching YouTube channels. So we're gonna jump into surface now, and I'm gonna keep this body on for now. Actually, what I might do, I don't know if this is totally necessary, but we don't really need to see this right now, but I do want to reference it. So what I'm going to do is right click on the body, go down to opacity control, and just go to 50%. And so now that egg or that oval is kind of see-through. So, okay, we're here in the surface tab. Let's create a sketch. And let's just rotate around. We'll just get back on that front plane here. Okay, I want to draw a line that goes straight down from the top to the bottom, and I may be able to just select this. Nope, it's not letting me. So what you can just do is draw a line, and then you can type in 100, hit escape to get out of that tool. You can go to the midpoint tool here, click on this line, and then click on the origin, and it lines that line up right in the center. So hit escape. And now we're going to draw another line. So hit L on the keyboard and draw a line from here over. And this line has to be at least outside of this egg. And what do we make this? 60? So let's just make this maybe like, we'll just make it 75. Oh, not 5, 75. That seems too big. I forget we're having it, so we'll just do 40. Okay, so let's finish sketch. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to, because remember, we're in surfaces, we're not in solid. We're not making solid bodies, we're making surfaces. So we're going to use the sweep tool, and we're going to sweep this profile, this line, along this path. And let me backtrack a little bit, because what I've noticed in the past, depending on how you draw this line, is sometimes, you see how there's no point here? We have a black point here and a black point here. If you don't have a point here, sometimes it won't let you just select this line. It might, but I'm going to show you how to fix that if it doesn't. Just go up to create point, and you can just add a point right there. And now let's finish sketch. Again, you may not have to do that. So let's go to sweep, which is right up here. If it's not here, it'll be under create, sweep. So let's select sweep. The type is just a single path, so the profile we want is this line. One thing you can check or uncheck, if chain selection is checked, it actually might pick both lines at once, so you want to uncheck that. You want to make sure just this bottom line is selected for the profile. Now the path is going to be this line. And you can see we've made a surface. So now what we want to do is twist this surface around. And you can do this using the twist angle. And I believe when I made that blue one, we did 180. I'm going to try to make that as close to the example that I showed you earlier. So you can see this surface twists around 180 degrees, right? So it starts here and then ends 180. So let's hit OK. And so the reason I wanted to make this little egg shape or oval shape see-through is so you can see what the next tool is doing. So we're going to go up to the trim tool. And basically what the trim tool is it trims surfaces using another surface or a solid body. So we're going to click on the trim tool. And the first thing we want to do is select the cutter. We're going to cut with this oval so it turns blue. And now it's asking us what we want to trim away. Now you have two options here. You could trim away what's inside the circle and it turns red. You can't see that now, and it would just leave us with this outside. So we don't want that. We want to keep the inside, so we'll select this. So that red is what we're going to cut away. So let's hit OK. And if we now just turn off that or hide that oval, gosh, I don't even know what to call that, egg, I don't know what you call it. Now we can see that fan or that propeller, whatever you want to call this thing. So now we're still on a surface, so you can see the difference over here. This symbol means it's a solid body. This symbol means it's a surface. And the thing about a surface is you can see it. It's here in the program, but it really doesn't exist outside of the program, meaning there's no thickness to it, right? I can't click on both sides and find a thickness. There is no thickness. It's really just showing the surface as a representation of what it would be with a thickness. I think I'm explaining that correctly. So what we're going to do now is add a thickness to it. And you can easily do that in the surface tab. Is you go to create and go to thicken. And what it'll do, the difference between thicken and extrude is that extrude, which I don't even think you could extrude a weird shape like this, but thicken will go along all of the normals. So how do I explain this? So you can see like this edge right here, 90 degrees or perpendicular would come straight out this way, right? But if we rotate a little bit, 90 degrees on this is just a little different, right? So every pixel or every spot on this surface, the direction perfectly perpendicular to that surface is what thicken will do. So here's thicken. We already clicked on it. Now it wants us to click on the face, and I guess in this case, it doesn't matter if we go -1 or 1. I think, let's just do like 1.2 just to give us 3 layer lines thick. You can make this however thick you want. But if this is going to be like a wind instrument or like a wind twirl thing, you want these to be pretty light, so don't over thicken them. And then we'll hit OK. And there is our little wing. Okay, so now let's create more of these. So let's just go back to the solid body. And actually, before we do that, look what happened. When we thickened that surface, it created a solid body, right? Because now it actually has a thickness. I can click on both sides and get a thickness of 1.2 millimeters down here. Okay. Now, technically, you could right-click and remove both of these first 2 bodies. We don't need those anymore, but we'll just hide them for now. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so to create more of these, we will just do a pattern. So let's do a rectangular pattern. And then when we click, I'm sorry, let me backtrack. This is the rectangular pattern, but when you get into it, you can change it to a circular pattern. If you do not see this, what you have to do is go down to Create, Pattern, and then you can choose what type of pattern you want. So we'll just click on Circular Pattern. And we're going to choose a body, which is this. And then the axis will be that Z axis. So if I hide this body, we're going to pattern around this Z axis here. And let's turn that back on. And let's do 4 of them. I think that's what I did in my model. And let's hit OK. So there is our little twirl. Now there's many ways we could do the pipe in the middle. And since I haven't shown the pipe tool yet, we'll just use that. So I'm going to go ahead and hide these bodies. A really quick way to do that, the keyboard shortcut is V, which just stands for visible or right not visible. So if I click on body 3 and hit V, I turn that body off. If I want to turn all of these off, I can click this body, hold Shift, click this body, so it selects all of them, and then hit V for Victor on the keyboard. Okay, let's draw a new sketch. And let's select that front plane. Let's draw that line again at 100. Let's do maybe 104. That way it's just a little bigger than the little wind whirl thing. Let's center that on the origin again. So pick that center tool, that midpoint tool, and finish sketch. And now what we can do is let's turn these bodies back on for a second. I think I can turn the bodies back on. And we're going to go up to Create, Pipe. And the path it wants, we're going to choose that line we made. And let's see. This is a 13 with a 3 millimeter thickness. I guess it doesn't really matter for this. I can't remember what I did on the model that I showed you at the beginning. We'll just do what looks good here. That looks pretty good. And we'll hit OK. Now you can size this depending on, what you're going to do as far as, are you putting a bolt through this? Are you putting a string through it? Whatever. Okay, now we have to get rid of these bodies. So because I made the reason I was wondering or asking myself, talking to myself, whether I should turn these fins on when I created this pipe is because when I created the pipe, it actually joined with these fins because they were turned on. Now I could come over here and just select new body and it would just be a new body, but I kind of wanted them to join, which is why I had those fins turned on. So now what we can do is go to Modify, Split Body, and we're going to split this body, and the splitting tool will just be the inside of the pipe, and hit OK. And now we can just hide the inside, and then it cuts all of those away. And there, well, actually, tell you what, we're not quite done. We could be done if you were just making this a digital model, but we want to 3D print this, right? And if you think about these fins right here, you could 3D print it like this. You'd probably have to use some supports right here. You might get some gnarly printing right here. So we'll just cut away some of this. So let's do a construction offset plane. We'll just click on this surface and let's just do like -5. And that looks pretty good. And we'll hit OK. Let's do another one here. Click on this surface and do -5. The reason I'm putting a negative number in is because the arrow was pointed up. So if I put in a positive number, it would move it the wrong direction. So and hit OK. So now we can do another split body. So split body, click on the body we want to split. These splitting tools are going to be these two planes that we made, and then hit OK. And then we have to hide those bodies, and then we can hide those construction lines. And now that should 3D print a lot better. But there you go. There is that little twirl thing. Okay, this is already a 16-minute long video. Let's power through that fan. So the fan is basically exactly the same, except let's see, we'll do it through a sphere, except we're going to make the line much smaller. So let's just go to like 100 here, hit OK. I'm not going to explain a whole lot. I'm just going to kind of do it since you've already seen me do this. We're going to draw a sketch. This time we're going to do a line of, this is where you get to pick kind of how tall you want those fan blades. We'll just do 5. And we'll bring this here. We'll make the other line and bring it out here. And again, I'm going to create a point there because I think that'll mess me up. Finish sketch. Let's go into the surface tab and we will sweep this profile on this path. And let's twist and let's do maybe like a 50. So your twist angle will determine how big your fan blade is. So if we do like 20 here, see how that shortens, but then it also changes your angle. So if we did 30, see that angle became less, where if we only did 10 degrees, it becomes more steep. So you kind of have to decide what you want there. This one will be a little different than the fan I showed you in the beginning, but it's the same principle. So we'll hit OK. Let's cut it. So remember, we're going to do the trim tool. This is our cutting tool, and we want to cut this away. We'll hit OK. Let's hide that sphere. There's our fan blade. So we will quickly thicken it. And we'll just keep it at the 1.2 like we did last time. And then let's back to solid. Let us create a pattern. And the axis will be the z-axis again. And we could do maybe 5 this time. Hit OK. Now I'll do this one a little differently. The center thing, we'll just do we'll create a cylinder on this bottom plane. Let's find where the origin is here so we'll make it, let's go maybe like 25. And we don't want to cut, we want to join. Hey, let's do a new body. Sorry, I've got my planes all messed up. Let's just extrude this by like 2. Let's extrude it to 4. I'm just trying to get this center hub past the wing. So let's extrude to 5. You see I'm making that thicker there. And that one could probably come down. Well, you know what? Let's get fancy here. We'll do a bigger bevel on this. Maybe like a 2. There we go. That looks cool. And then if we want the hole, you can just click on that surface. Do a sketch, draw a circle. So let's say we're going to put a bolt through this, which is like a 1/4 inch bolt, so 6.35. So let's maybe do 6.45. That gives us a little clearance for that bolt. E to extrude, and we'll cut this away. And there you go. Now you could add, you know what? Before I patterned these, if I wanted to change the shape of these fan blades, I should have done that. So if we go all the way back to this pattern, we can slide this history before the pattern, and we can click this edge, click this edge, and let's do a little round over, maybe to like, well, it looks good. That looks good. Hit OK. Now we can bring our timeline all the way back. And it did not update them. Probably because I did the wrong one. Let's see here. It updated it there. Hit OK. Well, you get the picture. Make sure you do your, I'm not sure why that didn't pattern that all the other ones. It doesn't make any difference. Before you pattern them, get your fan blade the shape that you want. I'm not going to go back and change it, but there you go. There's your fan. Anyways, I hope this was helpful. Hopefully you could use it for one of your projects. If not, maybe you learned something new. Have a good one.